Welcome back. Right, this is the second intro I've done. The camera didn't like my first intro, so I decided to delete it. So I'm doing the intro again. However, that intro was 4 days ago. So yeah, I've done quite a bit since, which you'll see in a minute. What we're doing is, Haunted House, PS2. So what we're doing today is starting the build of a Amiga 500 Plus. Well, I say today. Started it 4 days ago. Now, I've done quite a bit now, but I won't show you it because you'll see it in the video as we go along. But yeah, there's a spares board which is coming, which I don't know if it's deleted this bit while I mentioned the spares board, but if it hasn't, then there's a spares board coming. It's already been salvaged, some parts have been salvaged off it. I bought it off an eBay seller who sells Amiga stuff, and he had a few salvage boards up for sale, so because of the parts he's took off of that, I didn't need because I've got them. I bought it off him. It was only 13 quid, so it's quite handy. When you see me dismantling another Amiga, don't be keyboard worrying while you're sat in your mother's back bedroom with a sock on you. It's a spares board. It's already been salvaged, so I'm just salvaging a little bit more because there's bits on there I want. What we're going to do now, I'm going to flip over to what footage I've got now. So you might see it speeding on a bit, but yeah, it was just blank when I got it. Anyway, I'll see you in a tick, and I don't know what that was. Right, so I've jumped way ahead, way ahead. You see, got a few of the sockets in. Yeah. These three I need, and the power. Right, so far, we've got all the, well, not all the sockets. Got the 68,000 to do, got the ROM to do, and then a couple up here. The 68,000, I'll have to buy that because it's obviously the size of it. I could steal one off of oh no, I can't because it hasn't got one, is it? I was going to say steal one off the Mega Drive, but the Mega Drive's welded to the board. It's soldered to the board, welded. So yeah, that's where we're at now. I got a bit carried away, so got quite a lot of the resistors all done. Out the batches of resistors, but yeah, it's not like the where is it? There. Not like the Golden 64 where it's labelled on there. You have to check the list to find out where they are or what they are. So yeah, so it does take some time. Oscillating, oh Jesus! So I've got the oscillating crystal installed as well because I had one. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to do the ROM. So obviously these ones, so these are 40 pinners, right? Unless you discount the very first pin which you never use, there'd be 40 pin from that line down. Put that on the board, which is a 40 pin. Oh God! Put that on the board, which is 40 pin, and it fits perfect, except for pin 1's not populated. And you won't use that. So I'm debating whether to just put this in there. And if I ever need it, I can put two little standoffs in there. I might do that. Put two little pin header in there. I think I'll do that. Yeah. So if I do it like that, then you can see pin 1's not populated. So when you put your ROM in, you can't mess it up. Because I did repair a 600 about a year and a half ago. I did a video on it on YouTube. Of course, sold it on eBay. And the guy decided he wanted to upgrade the ROM chip from I think it was 2.4 and he wanted to put 3.1 in, and he put it in socket 1 and then completely fried the board. So yeah, so if I leave that off, if somebody wants to go and upgrade it, if I decide to sell this, which I probably will because I'll probably end up selling that as well, but if I decide to upgrade this, if I decide to sell this and the next owner decides he wants to upgrade it from wherever ROM I put in it, he can't blow it up. I hope. Right, let's get that soldered. Turn it off. Is it flush? Yeah, it's flush. Yeah, so that's flush. So turn it over. Right, so now we're just going to solder this up. So on these new boards, You don't need low heat like 350, 360. You can have this up. This mine's on 400 at the minute, so it'll make short work of all this, he says. Oh yeah, I filled in those tools, haven't I? Might as well fill that one in as well. So there you go. So that's in. So these top 2 holes aren't used. So now when you put the ROM in, it just goes directly into there. In fact, I think I've got one up here. So there's the ROM. This is a version 2.5. Let's check all the pins are straight. So as you see, it fits exactly 40 pins. So I can't put it in there. So there. So we can never be putting wrong. So we'll leave that at that, I think. I'm at that stage now where I'm going to have to stop until our parts board turns up. But for you, again, it'd be a couple of seconds. For me, it'd be a couple of days. Yeah. And I think today's the day the last video comes out for that, which you've probably seen because this is a week later, so yeah, you've probably seen that already. Yeah, but yeah, I might sell that. One of my subscribers in the comments said, I'll wait for it to appear on eBay then. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, it's not cheap either though, just remember that. Yeah. Money, I put a lot of work into that. Anyway, right, so I'll leave that there. So next time you see me in a couple of seconds, we'll carry on. Hopefully we've got all the parts we need. We should have, I hope. Right. It's bright in here. Right, parts board's turned up. So the reason it's parts board, 1, no chips. 2, sockets not here. Power socket and a line filter I've got anyway. RGB, I've got that anyway, it's already on the board, so I won't worry about that. The start one, disk drive, I ain't got that. Yeah, so I'm going to have to source one of them, but it doesn't really matter at the moment because, well, I don't really use it anyway. So, but yeah, you see, I might use that, just take it off and put it on my board. Good old Varta. I think that's what's happened. Somebody's bought it, leaking battery, doesn't work, and they thought, stuff that, I'm not fixing one of them. And they've just used it as a parts board. If I'd have got this as a full board, I'd have just cut that off and repaired it, but because it's already been hacked a bit. We'll carry on with the board. Add a few more bits. Don't need them. So there's a line filter there. It's just a coil of copper wire. That's what a line filter is. And the power sockets, these things, Jesus, yeah, they're like 25, 35 quid for that. No wonder there was one missing on that board. If I'd bought that and had the power, it'd been sweet. I'd sold that for 25 quid on eBay, but never mind. Yeah, so I'm going to get this power on there. Stick the line filter on as well, I suppose. So if it's a bit dirty underneath, so I'm just going to clean that before we put that on the board, just in case that's some corrosion. More like this, probably just flux. Where's me bloody brush? Tinkerer's favourite tool, toothbrush. In fact, it's that much of a favourite tool, you can actually see it's worn down at the front. See, the back is long. I need to get a new one. This has seen better days. Nice and clean. Right, so like I said, doesn't matter which way it goes. There's no pin one on there. Line filter. Right. Problem with this is copper, it will draw the heat away as well, so it's going to take a good bit of heat. Like that. There we go. That's the line filter and powering. So now I'm going to start salvaging off that board. Yeah, it'll take a while. Right, so I took out most of the memory. Just going to take out this last one now. Get rid of this. I thought, well, I'll show you this, but you may as well see this bit. Just heating it up, just gently. Coming back and forth. With the screwdriver, it's a really fine flat point. But I'm not going to prise the whole thing on. I'm just going to try and check to make sure that it's coming loose. As soon as I know it's coming loose, then I'll grab the chip extractors. There you go, it's loosening up now. And now I know it's loose enough. Like that. Right, so that's all the memory taken out now. So we can put all of that back on this one. Even though you've taken extracting these off of another board, that doesn't mean that all the legs are going to be straight. Because unfortunately, underside, when they're soldering, sometimes they can bend them themselves when they're soldering them to the board. Nice sharp push. Neat. Done. Sweet. This has taken a little bit longer than the Commodore 64, because the Commodore 64, I had most of the resistors. Anyway, there's only a few I needed to pinch off for the donor board, and then a few other bits that I needed. But yeah, a lot of these I ain't got. Yeah, you can see. So it's like that right there. I haven't got, so I'm gonna have to steal them. And then there's a few down here, a few capacitors here, a few capacitors over here, a couple of resistor arrays. Yeah. Right. I'm having a complete nightmare today, so this video's coming to an end in a minute. Right, so over here I've done all the data path, now all the clock, all the memory, it's all done. Everything's in there, capacitors, resistors, the lot. This little thing here, and then this little yellow thing, it's called a trimming capacitor. And it's trimming because it goes from 6.8 to 45, I think. You can adjust it, but don't be playing with it. Leave it alone, because it'll knacker your clock up, because it's part of your clock. Right, now on the bottom down here it says, if you're using the Epson 2741 clock chip, which I'm not, but if you was, you wouldn't need any of this, because the clock chip does it all. But because mine's the 6242, I need the trim capacitor, the trimmer. Now, when this board was designed, it's a very nice board, don't get me wrong, beautiful board, it's nice to work on. The two through holes for this are the wrong size. 0.2mm these are, should be 0.4 or 0.5 I think. So the legs don't go through. Yeah. So the option was I could soldered two little pins through and solder that to the pins. Problem is it'd be too high. I didn't want it high. I don't want it this high. I mean, that's pretty high. You can't see because the chip's in the way. So you see there, that's pretty high. So what I've had to do is fill the two holes with solder, sit this down on top, and then solder that to those two holes because it won't go through the holes. Yeah, so that bugged the friggin' bejesus out of me. Problem 2. Bet me bloody finger on that stupid hot gun. So that annoyed me as well. Problem number 3 is, oh god, went on eBay to look for 64 dip socket for the 68000, which it is a 64 pin. Amiga test kit had one, but I refused to buy off of them completely ever after the last fiascos I've had with the other Amigas when I used to do them completely all the time. Yeah, just refused to buy off of them completely. Like I said, 5 months, I think it was 5 months later, my order came when I didn't even need it. So, yeah. But there was somebody else on there who was selling one. It was cheaper by about £1. So we ordered it. And then it came today. Yeah. Now in the description it said the 68000 64 pin. You see what's wrong? Oh, it's a 64 pin. It's a PLA chip. From Commodore's, I think it's 64C. Yeah, I think it's off the 64C. Not a 68000. So yeah, absolutely pointless. So I can't put the 68000 on until I get a socket. And I'm not salvaging. There's no point trying to salvage them off of this board because this socket isn't in great shape. I mean, I could temporarily, but then that means when I do get a brand new socket, I've got to start all over again, desolder it and put a new one on. So yeah. And there was a 5th one. What was 4th? I can't remember what number problem we're on. Anyway, there is another problem, but I can't remember what it was now. The problem that's just set me off. I decided it's the end of the video. I can't remember what it was. Yeah. Yeah, what was it? That's the end of this video. We've got quite a lot done on the board already. I know I wasn't showing you a lot of soldering. I've shown you some bits, I think. But it's been over 4 days, this video. I'm trying to get as much of it done as possible, so it's just in one video, but unfortunately, I've come to a standstill. Yeah, so we'll end this video here. So part 2, I promise we'll have it working. Well, we'll have it completed. Whether it works or not, a different matter. Yeah, but anyway, that's that. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Learned something from it. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. I just remembered what it was. The 5th or 4th. Solder sucker. Although it's doing that, it's not sucking. Yeah, I've emptied it, cleaned it. So I don't know what's happened. I think inside it's like a little piston, but inside is like a rubber piston head type thing there. When it pulls up, it sucks the air through. I think it's just disintegrated. Give up the ghost. So I've ordered a new one, 18 quid. Yeah, that's what set me off. Yeah, paying 18 quid for a desoldering. I've got a desoldering station there, but filters have gone. I've run out. So. Right. Anyway, yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Why do I start these bloody things?